Welcome back to the Nextel post-race show. NASCAR and Nextel, partners in speed here at Talladega. Fans throwing debris out onto the track, upset with Jeff Gordon winning under the caution flag. And we'll hear from Jeff Gordon in just a moment. Let's rejoin Mike, Larry, and Darrell upstairs.
Chris, in a bizarre incident, after taking the checkered and caution flag together, Tony Stewart watched Tony's car as he goes past the line, inexplicably makes a left turn right in front of Terry Labonte, causing damage to both cars. Stewart then came the length of pit road the wrong way up to the spoiler check before going to the garage. We will talk to Tony Stewart in a bit. Here's Chris.
Earnhardt Jr. for the most, Jeff Gordon came in tied with Dale Earnhardt Jr. for the most restrictor plate wins among active drivers with 6. He now has 7 after winning here. Let's get down to victory lane with Jeff and Matt Yoakum.
And the DEI Talladega streak ends at 5 as Jeff Gordon wins his first restrictor plate points paying race since this event back in the year 2000. A big win for the 24 guys. Despite how big to beat the DEI guys.
Woo, man, thank God somebody did. I didn't want to do it that controversial. I tell you, the Pepsi boys put it on the beer boys today, but I tell you what, wow, what an amazing day. What a great race. This package that we have here is incredible. I'm so happy that NASCAR's picked what they have here and makes for great racing, and it's about the safest thing as we could possibly have out there too. But man, I tell you what, it was hairy and just staying out of trouble. Got to thank DuPont, of course, Pepsi, GMAC, Quaker State. Who else do we have on here?
Well, Papa Joe called from the hospital. He could not believe how exciting that win was.
Well, we've been trying to get one for Papa Joe, and I know Rick and Papa Joe are watching back to hospital, boys. This one's for you, yes!
Long time since you've won a plate race, Jeff.
Long time since I've won a race, it seems like, but I can't think of a better one to win. You know, we run so darn good on the restrictor plate tracks, but those DEI guys have just been embarrassing us, and yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen there. I mean, I knew I got ahead of them, you know, going into 3. I couldn't pass them. I passed them, but I wasn't passing them. You know, and luckily right before I put the afterburner on, the caution must have come out. So I'm going to go with NASCAR on that one. I'm not sure if everybody here agrees, but I certainly do.
And there was a lot of debris out on that racetrack, too.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they were Pepsi cans or beer cans, but there was a lot of aluminum out there on the track, that's for sure. So I did a burnout over all those cans. And, man, I tell you what, it just feels great to get back to victory lane and to celebrate these guys right here. This is one awesome race team right here. Hendrick Motorsports, their whole entire organization, Robbie Loomis, Brian Weitzel. It's a phenomenal day for us.
Jeff Gordon scores his 3rd career Talladega win.
Well, in a real demonstration of class, Dale Earnhardt Jr. stopped at the on the win, and everybody else in the top 5 that has pushed by here, you've reached around to congratulate them. But let's talk about the finish. Was the decision by NASCAR correct? Did Gordon win the race as far as you're concerned?
Well, I mean, I'm biased, of course, but I felt like I was ahead of him before the light came on, and certainly, I mean, if I beat the light, I had to been pretty close on the flag. So, you know, I don't know. I couldn't see the flag stand. I don't know exactly how NASCAR makes their decision on freezing the field, exactly when they freeze it, but I thought I was a miles ahead of him. I didn't even think it was close, but it's a great points day, 1st or 2nd. So pretty happy about that. Unfortunately, you know, we don't make the decisions or the rules, and we'll listen to what NASCAR has to say. I think Tony Sr. wants to see the film, wants to see what their decision, how they base their decision, and we'll go with that. So we've learned in the past to keep our mouths shut and to keep a better attitude about it, and it was a fun. I mean, I had a blast. I had so much fun. You know, it was a couple times I shouldn't have finished the race, so we were real fortunate just to be where we were at the end.
Like we said, all class. Chris Myers.
All right, thanks, Dick and Junior. The video clearly showing, as we showed at the time, that Jeff Gordon was out in front when NASCAR made the decision. But how about the decision to let it finish under caution for safety reasons?
Well, I mean, that's NASCAR's calling. Like I said earlier, I don't really agree with the way things kind of turn out from time to time, and I hate it for the fans over there. But in the interest of safety, that is the reason why this rule has been implemented, and we're going to have to live with it. We're going to have finishes like this from now and then. It's going to turn out like this, so we're going to have to do better as far as the fans are concerned of accepting it.
All right, fans are frustrated. Jeff Gordon is happy. Let's go back down to the track and check in with Jeannie Zalasko.
And I'm going to catch up with Jeff Gordon's teammate. We were just chatting about this race, and it was exciting to watch. And as you said, I guess it's fun when you end up on the right end of things, yes?
Yeah, the way it cycled around, we ended up with a good finish, so it was a great day for us. 5 laps later, it may have been a different story, you know, depending on how the draft was working. Everybody was so cutthroat. I mean, it didn't matter if it was teammates or friends or anything. I mean, everybody was really racing hard. I know the fans aren't happy about it finishing under a caution, but it's just one of those deals. But I'm very happy for this Lowe's team. I want to thank all the employee owners. I want to congratulate my teammate for winning the race, and then also one downer on the day was I ended up getting into one of my friends on the racetrack. I was underneath the 20, and he pulled down to block me, and I was there, and it sent him for a ride. So glad he didn't hit anything, and everything's all right from there.
You may be the least of the 20's issues today, so you can go to sleep on that. Thank you, Jimmie. Great race. Steve?
Fairness to you, early in the race, Kurt Busch, some of your other fellow drivers pointed the finger at you. Your take on the whole afternoon and that incident in particular?
I mean, I got underneath him and got him in a compromising position, and I started to back out. I just didn't back up enough to get him out of it. But, you know, everybody can say what they want, and the fans are going to say what they want, too. I mean, this is a product of restrictor plate racing, and, you know, if they want to script us a script and tell us where they want us to run each lap, that's fine. We can do that, too. But, you know, Kurt and I get along good. Sure didn't want that to happen to him or anybody else, you know, but I think if you look here in restrictor plate racing.
Tony, you had a great run going at the end of the race, and you know, made a great charge, but got turned around and made a great job did a great job of saving the race car.
You know, it's just part of racing. You know, Jimmie and I are good friends too, and I know Jimmie didn't turn me on purpose. It's just that's a product of what we have to do here for 188 laps. We got to do it twice a year here and twice a year at Daytona. So, you know, I don't feel any ill feelings toward anybody or you know toward Jimmie on that deal. I mean, he was just racing, trying to get every spot he could get, and. You know, if you look down through all these cars here, I bet you're going to see a lot of cars that look like they just left Martinsville last week, so I don't think I'm the only one that got any scuffles today.
Thanks for your time.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, Steve. 5th Talladega win for Rick Hendrick, 3 for Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte, and Ken Schrader have all won for Hendrick Motorsports. We would have loved to have seen a green flag finish, and I've always been proud of this sport's fans, but those folks in the grandstand, Darrell, I don't hold with that. Keep your stuff in the grandstand, no matter how you feel about it.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous situation, throwing stuff out on the racetrack. But, you know, Larry, yesterday we talked about the package, the Busch package. They got that right, and I think they got the Cup package right. This was a great race today.
I mean, it really was. And, you know, the fans, what I hate about that is they're taking it out by throwing stuff on the racetrack at guys in those race cars. Regardless whether we agree or disagree finish this thing under caution, it's not those guys' fault. It's the people in NASCAR making the decisions. And like Jeff Hammond said, we have to live by it.
Well, today, like you say, Darrell, there was no slow lane. There was no bad place to pit. There was no bad place to restart. Everybody who was in the race had a chance to win the race.
That's the worst thing I've seen all day right there.
Yep, I'm afraid so. Chris Myers.
All right, thanks. Yeah, 160,000 fans. There's always going to be a few idiots. All right, thanks, guys. Chevy congratulates Jeff Gordon and his 24 car, the Monte Carlo Chevrolet, on today's big win. This was the wreck. This is the winning moment out of the caution, of course. Brian Vickers spinning and Jeff Gordon passing. NASCAR saying, hey, you went ahead of Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jeff Gordon, under caution, picks up the victory. And so in the last 3 weeks, last 4 races actually, Jeff Gordon has gone from 13th all the way up to 3rd in the points race, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. has the largest points lead of anyone so far this year.
Looking very strong right now, but how about that Jeff Gordon and along with his teammate Jimmie Johnson from Hendrick Motorsports, 2nd and 3rd right now, looking really strong as far as the season's concerned.
Well, it was a terrific racing today. Unfortunate the way it ended. Jeff Gordon, a California guy, at least by way of birth. Next week he'll be back in the state of California. Join us Friday on Speed. We'll have mud pole qualifying, 3 Pacific. Saturday, FX final practice for the Cup cars and the Busch race at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Matt Kenseth, your defending champ of the Busch race. NASCAR this morning, Sunday morning. And then at 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific. Note the start time there. Racing from Fontana, California, where Kurt Busch was the winner Last year, Kurt Busch, one of those guys who was knocked out in the big one. We had an 11-car wreck that took out Rusty Wallace and Kurt Busch, among some other drivers. Matt Kenseth, last year's points champ, knocked out early in the race. In the end, DEI, the streak stopped as Jeff Gordon, your winner from Talladega. For all of us here on the Fox crew, I'm Chris Myers. Thanks for being with us. Have a good week. We'll gather next weekend right here on Fox.